Hello, lovelies. This is a new series I'm starting, and when I say series, it's not going to be a regular thing. It'll be like my Monday musings, as far as I'll do it when I feel like doing it. And essentially, I'm going to be sharing stories with you about, and they may or may not be witchy. Sometimes they will be. Sometimes they're always going to be spiritual in nature, even if it's just a story that sort of was an unusual, unexplained occurrence that sort of shaped me and who I became and who I am today. I'm going to tell my stories and you can take them or leave them. It's up to you. I will say that I am not a liar, but it is my own interpretation of events that happened in my life. And so you can take that with a grain of salt, take it however you want. Some of my stories are sort of substantiated. There were others involved. Many of them are just me alone. So again, take it or leave it, it's up to you, but I wanted to share. So the first story is a witchy story. It is the story of the 8808 ritual. Now, at this time, my husband and I had been actively practicing witchcraft for probably just about 2 years. I was working at that little metaphysical witchy shop that was run by a dear friend of ours, a Wiccan. And my boss, this Wiccan lady, my husband and myself were a circle. And what I mean by that is it's sort of a loose group that comes together regularly and does ritual, magical workings, things of that nature. But everyone comes in as equals and everyone contributes, and it's just this beautiful thing that you create together. Our circle was just the three of us, although other people came in and did things with us from time to time. That was a very powerful little group we had. You get together with some people and it's just fun, it's a good time, and you get together with other people and something real happens. Your energies just align just so, I don't know what it is, but the three of us together were powerful, and we did lots of really beautiful things together. But this particular day, numbers are very important to me. I'm all about sacred G. I have a video about that, so I'm not going to get into it, but I do feel like numbers are very important. It's like someone said that numbers are the language of the universe, and I totally buy into that. I don't have the greatest relationship with numbers. I'm not good at math, but numbers themselves, I think, are very powerful symbols. And my husband and our third circle member, I'm just going to call her Elle, because that way I have a name for her. I don't know if she'd want me to say her name on YouTube, and so I'll call her Elle. So my husband and Elle also feel that numbers are powerful. So we liked to do rituals on, like we did 7707, 8808, 9909, that kind of thing on these trine dates, because we felt like they were powerful and significant. So on 8808, we had decided we were going to get together and do a ritual, and for what the ritual would be about, I looked at the 8th card in the major arcana, strength. I looked at all of the 8s in the minor arcana, looked at what 8 means in numerology, and we just kind of took that information and sort of decided what we were going to do for ritual. We didn't really have a place to do ritual at that point. Although now we have a million places to go do ritual, but we didn't really know where to go for an outdoor space. So I lived in a different neighborhood at that time. And in that neighborhood, in the very back, it's sort of a sparse area, and there's a big field, and it's basically, well, it was, it's not anymore, but basically an airfield. Little like crop duster planes would fly in and out of it, or at the very least were stored in it. And it's just this huge open field with some crop duster planes on one side, lined by trees on both sides. And I was like, well, let's just go there. When I was a dumb kid, we used to go there and drink, and nothing ever happened. Nobody ever said anything. So we were like, cool, we'll just go. So I parked my car off the side of the road, and we walk deep into the middle of this field, right up against the tree line on the opposite side from the plains. And we've got our altar cloth spread out, and we've got a big fishbowl with a candle to keep the wind from blowing it out. We've got wine. We've got all the little tools that we wanted to bring. And so we're setting up, and then my husband casts circle, and we call whoever we were calling. We light the candle, and we're getting ready to start when we notice there is a huge police SUV scoping out my car. Flashlight looking inside my car, you know. And we're like, oh, shit. What are we going to do? So we're these heathen pagans out here in the middle of, we're trespassing essentially. And we've got wine, we're doing some weird ritual. So Elle is in her 60s, and she says, if he comes up, just let me handle it. I'll take care of it. And we're like, okay. So we're just sitting there. My husband gets up and he takes the wine and puts it at the edge of the woods, and we blow out the candle and we just sit there. And all of a sudden the SUV comes rolling up into the middle of the field, driving right down the center. It's a huge field. Just behind, well, just between us and the crop plains. And I'm starting to get anxious. And so I was like, all right, fine. And I can see him or her, I don't know, driving up, and they're shining a huge spotlight into the woods on both sides, looking all over to see if anybody's trespassing. And I'm getting really, really anxious. And so I don't know what came over me, but I sat up very straight. And I envisioned wings coming out from my back, large enough to block what we were doing, to block us from the sight of this police officer. And I just, you know, you don't see us, move along. There's nothing here to see, keep going, this kind of thing, just basically chanting in my head. And my husband is standing up facing the cop. My back is to where the cop would be, and Elle is across from me facing me. We're both sitting on the ground. And suddenly, okay, the SUV pulls up right behind us and stops. And it just sits there for what seems like, it seemed like forever, but it was probably like 2 minutes, if that. And then slowly drives off and starts shining the spotlight again. The thing is, they never said anything to us. They never shone the spotlight at us at all. They just sat there and then moved on and started shining the spotlight again. And we didn't say anything for a minute. We all just watched this. And then we started nervous laughter. We started laughing, and it was my husband who first said, well, I put up mirrors all around us. I put mirrors all around us so that they wouldn't be able to see us. And I was like, holy crap. And then Elle says, I was chanting that we were invisible. I was casting a spell on them that we were invisible and they couldn't see us. And of course I was doing this wing thing, this what I call mantle. Had my mantle out and was blocking and saying there's nothing to see, move along. All three of us did this at the same time without any knowledge that the others were doing it. And somehow or another, this police officer didn't interact with us. I cannot explain it. Every time I think about it, I just wish I could talk to this police officer or be a fly on the wall when the conversation comes up. I mean, did they see nothing? Did they see us and were weirded out? I mean, that doesn't make sense. I don't know how cops are where you're at, but the cops where I'm at would have definitely said something. I don't understand at all. And we immediately grabbed our stuff and we left, and we went to her house and did ritual on her upper deck patio. And that's where we did it most of the time after that, although we did find other outdoor spots that were available for the use. Did many rituals on the beach. We did rituals in the woods, at campsites, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that is probably the freakiest, coolest thing that has ever happened to me during ritual. I don't pretend to understand what happened. It's just awesome. And I wanted to share. So that's my witchy tale for today. Leave me a comment. Let me know what the weirdest thing, the coolest thing, the most memorable thing that ever happened to you in ritual was. Until next time, much love and gratitude.